sort of a horn. Anyways. No, I'm just talking to myself. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for your project.
Yes. Yeah. No, my pleasure. All right, we've got the Warriors taking the ice. Soren Moen and Paxton Ober on your defensive pairing, left to right respectively. Isan Bezorgpor at center, Liam Stewart right wing, and Jack Webster left wing. And the atmosphere here in the arena, given it's a championship game, is a little more lively than it's been in the past. Face-off won by Liam Stewart, brings it up to the right side boards. Puck trickles out of the zone. Tip back to Moen, who tries to go back to the boards. Intercepted by a Columbus player who brings it in offsides. The neutral zone face-off here, the same personnel kept out on the ice. Face-off won by Columbus, brought back into the neutral zone, moved left to right, up the right side boards. Carroll, the puck carrier, enters the zone and keeps it in, unable to clear there. Puck circled around behind the net. Jammed up against the boards here, unable to get clear possession and clear it. Chip back, and their defense errantly squirts it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Number 88, Carroll of the Blue Jackets, moves it up the right side boards. Shot into the net. Saved by Brian Waying, but again, just sits there and kind of looks at it. Soren Moen disrupts that pass. A little bit of a breakdown here. All right, Bezorgpor gets it out of the zone. Kono back out on the ice. Jack Webster, he's fought off by Bittner, number 7 of the Blue Jackets. Number Bolin brings it in. Shot on goal, kicked away by Brian Wayne into the right corner. Sebastian Kono is able to intercept it, brings it up the right side boards. He's got Brexit Bednarchik open, streaks in through the zone. He's kind of fought off towards the right side, unable to get a clean shot, goes over the net, into the corner and out of the zone. Squirts all the way down behind our net. Referee signals no icing. Play will continue. Stretch pass attempt, hits Kono. Gets it chipped away, still with it, is able to advance it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Tommy McGrady able to seal up that blue line there and keep the puck into the zone. Squirts back towards McGrady. It's being carried ahead by a Blue Jackets player, or I'm sorry, Capitals player, who chips it deep. Puck again squirts by McGrady into the neutral zone, unable to contain it into the zone. Kono and McGrady in a bit of a stick battle. Bednarchik over here on the left side as well. Offsides there. Hard to see behind the boards, but it looked like Bednarchik was about 3 feet into the offensive zone without the puck. Kono, again, about 6 feet behind him with the puck. And it results in the offsides play. We've got some fresh legs out here. Bryce Vieira taking the faceoff, wins it back towards Haggard, who's unable to corral it in. A streaking Capitals player shoots it and scores. Well, it gets a clean shot. Got quite a snipe here to that upper corner. Beats Wing. 1-0 Columbus Capitals. And their fan base really brought the energy today. Cowbells, horns. You'd think it's Milan Cortina, but we're here in Antioch, Tennessee. Vieira fights through a couple of Columbus players. Gets a little space here. Streaks in through the middle into the slot. Loses possession. Puck free in front of the net, corralled in by a Columbus Capitals player. who brings it in. Referee should have called an offsides, but didn't. Play continues. Soren Moen out. Puck battle. Puck squirts behind our net here where, squirts around through the crease. Soren Moen advances it up the board, but no one there to take the pass to try to stage a breakout. Number 52, Columbus. Wow. Initial shot saved by Wang. Rebound squirts out about 4 feet to one of their players. Ultimately got by Elijah Dotson. Streaks up the left side, makes a move towards the net, has the puck chipped away. Columbus reverses it back up the boards here. Number 88, Carroll. Came streaking in like a hornet there. Luckily, Paxton Ober got to the puck first. Paxton Ober gets to the puck again. Advances it up to the right side. Hits Isan Bezorgpour, who has the puck chipped away. Now number 88, Carroll, again, free on that right side. Gets a soft shot. Easily kicked away by Wang. Puck battle. Ooh. Jack Webster advances it up the boards, bounces over a Capital stick, claps it left to right here, really towards nobody. Puck battle against the board. We've got about 4 players there strumming for it. Comes out of the zone. Paxton Ober advances it back into the offensive zone offsides, stopping the play. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Isan Bezorgpour at center takes it, loses the face-off. Puck carrier gets by McGrady there. Makes a move towards the nets. Gets it through the crease. Harmlessly sails through it without being redirected. Liam Stewart with the puck. He's going to retreat behind his own net. Sets it around. Unable to control it was Jack Webster. Puck remains down in our corner there. Another center attempt, luckily, does not end up on the stick of a Columbus Capitals player. Puck again. Number 44, Skaug on the Capitals. Tries to advance it up, intercepted by Jack Webster. He's got Bezorgpour and Stewart. Little pickpocket move there by the Columbus Capitals player. Jack Webster, he's got a Navy jersey streaking in hard at him. Shot towards the net, hits Tom McGrady, bounces out and clears. Move your feet, White. Might be able to make something happen. Puck comes out of the zone. Emerson Haggard back at his own blue line to take it. Advances it up the right side boards. All right. What? Soren Moen. Some sort of a peculiar defensive maneuver there, but the puck doesn't go in. Columbus Capitals player seems a little bit frustrated by that. Slammed a stick on the ice, but in any event, play stops and we'll have a defensive zone face-off. All right. Face-off ultimately won by the Warriors. Brexton Bednarchik trying to come in here off the left side. Gets it taken away right at the zone. Soren Moen harassing his guy in the corner who's able to make a move to the net there. A quick shot that Wang saved. Kono able to advance it, not able to advance it. Emerson Haggard here gets it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Gerard, number 52 Capitals, brings it up the right boards into the corner. He's harassed by Moen. Brings it all the way back around, kind of circles around into the high slot. Couple players on the ice there. Puck sent down behind our own goal line. Had a breakout attempt pass that just barely missed Schroeder. Puck block. Smother it, smother it. Puck down, and it's in. Columbus Capitals. 5 minutes left in the first period. Vieira fights at the face-off here, but ultimately loses it to the Capitals, who really have gotten a jump in their step. Shot quick on Wang, able to make the save. Vieira gets it there. He's got Elijah Dotson off to his left. Shot on net. Ooh, off the post. An absolute missile that just missed the mark by inches. Vieira all over the ice. Elliott Clark advances it up the boards where it's intercepted by a Columbus Capitals player who gets it into the slot, looking for a teammate, unable to connect. Elijah Dotson tries to streak through the zone. Puck misses. Oh, play by the goalie. Negates the goalie's live play. Executes a textbook breakout there. In the zone, Ober in a foot race against his guy. Puck flipped towards the net. Bounces off Wang. Oh, Elliott Clark mishandles the puck a little bit. They've got two guys in front of the net. We need to get a defender in there. Looks like Wang freezes the puck, stops the play. We'll have a defensive zone face-off to Wang's right side. Isan Bezorgpour at center, lined up to take the face-off. Face-off won by Columbus, who elects to try to get it towards the net. Tommy McGrady advances it up the left side boards, but it's into a pack of players. Ultimately, Jack Webster here trying to get out of the zone. Isan Bezorgpour advances it right up the middle through the neutral zone, but it's picked off by a Columbus Capitals player. All right, Moen gets it to Jack Webster, tries to get a shot off, hits a stick. Karam's over all the way now to the left side. Liam Stewart back to Soren Moen, tries to get it to McGrady, but there was a little too much momentum going the other way. Unable to cleanly hold the puck, advances up the boards to Bezorgpour, who tips it up to Stewart, where it's tipped by a Columbus player and very wisely chipped deep into the zone. No icing. Isan Bezorgpour disrupts that play, gets a puck towards the net, puck right in front of the crease. Oh, just couldn't get any wood on that puck, and now Columbus breaks it up through the neutral zone, makes a move towards the net, and it's in. Puck sneaks under the pads through the 5-hole, but boy, that was a slick move by that Columbus Capitals player. Had the speed and made a swift cut to the left. Coach elects to replace Wang. Wang on the bench. Henry Amareller now in as goalie for the Warriors. Brexton Bednarczyk at center now, takes the face-off, won by Columbus, who advances it straight through the neutral zone, into the zone. Sebastian Kono maintains possession through the neutral zone, gets it into the offensive zone, tries to shuffle it to the middle, but there's nobody home. Emerson Haggard gets a stick in there, disrupts that. Puck shot along the left side boards through the neutral zone. Comes in, comes out. Again, kind of a delayed offsides, which isn't permitted at this age group, but the referee elects to let play go on. Kono does have it a little deeper in the zone, unable to find anyone. And here comes Columbus. They've got 3 against our 2. Makes a move to the net. Shot on, Amareller kick save. Behind their net, looking for some kind of a wraparound. Puck sent to the right side boards there, or Schroeder and his guy battle for possession. Puck not squirting out. Sebastian Kono in there. Kind of a chip. Offside's called. Minute 3 left here in the first period. Columbus 3, Warriors 0. Bryce Vieira out here at center on the faceoff. Won cleanly by Columbus, who attempts to advance it up the right side board, but it's jammed up in the neutral zone. Vieira comes out of that scrum with the puck, but has it almost immediately chipped out of his possession. Number 88, Carroll, streaking up the right side board. He's kind of badgered by a couple of Warriors players, McGrady and Vieira, but he still hangs onto the puck, center to the slot, can't get a clean shot off. Great job by Bezorgpour to get that stick in there to prevent the shot. Well, as you can see, we're kind of getting to that panic mode. Chip by Bezorgpour, it's a foot race. He beats it, no icing, but doesn't have any options once he gets down there. Elliott unable to hold the zone there. He was quite back in the neutral zone, so he's going to elect to try to just chip it back in, but it goes out of play into the Capitals bench. 14 seconds left here in the first period. Messy face-off, however, Warriors able to push it through into the offensive zone, and it squirts out. Tom McGrady elects to just bank it in, and that brings us to the end of the first period. Again, Capitals 3, Warriors 0. "13 minutes back on the clock here for the second period, live from Ford Ice Arena in Antioch, Tennessee, just outside of the greater Nashville area. A little bit of a nicer day, sun's out, high supposed to be in the 50s. Yesterday was unseasonably cool, and as I noted, I actually had to scrape the frost off my windows yesterday morning. But today's a better day. Let's see if these boys can bring a little more sunshine by staging a comeback. Set to drop the puck, face off. Bounced around a little bit. Bezorgpour comes out of there, gets it into their zone, but it's immediately reversed. 2-on-2 here. Move past Soren. Bouncing puck harmlessly through the slot. There, Soren Moen badgering his guy. Puck squirts out. Block it. And glove save, Amareller. All right, let's reset here. Vieira, Bezorgpour, and Stewart getting called off in favor of Elijah Dotson. Oh, I'm sorry, Liam Stewart and Liam Evans are on. That was Webster and Bezorgpour. Switch spots with a couple of other players. Get some fresh legs out. Face-off one. Wow. And they score 4-0 Columbus. Amareller got that first save, but the rebound comes straight out in front of him, and a Columbus player able to easily chip that one in. Only about 45 seconds into this second period, about 12:15 left on the clock. Face-off one again by Columbus, who's able to quickly advance it into our zone. And see we're kind of breaking down in our own defensive zone here. Oh, pass missed. I think Paxton Ober shot, kick save, Amareller. Liam Stewart has it on the right side, passes it to the center, hits Eli Dotson, has it knocked off his stick. Columbus player attempts to immediately advance it into our zone, but is offsides. Eli Dotson lined up to take the center against number 44 Skog of the Columbus Capitals. Face-off chip down into the offensive zone. Cycled around the boards, unable to be contained really by anyone, and comes out to center ice. Liam Evans in there may get called on. Referee almost made a signal for a hand pass. I didn't see if maybe a player batted it to an opponent. But in any event, play was stopped. 5-on-5 hockey, neutral zone face-off. Won by Columbus again, ultimately, not cleanly. Shot, sizzler along the ice, goes behind the net. Liam Evans here, trying to bring it up the left side, unable to do that. Puck goes back to our corner. A lot of miscues here. Ober just kind of fanned on it, but he stays with it, retains possession, breaks it out of the zone, but ends up on the stick of Columbus, who reverses it back towards our zone. Elijah Dotson holds it out. Good stick by Ober. Boy, just kind of stymied here, trying to get this out of our zone. And we don't, which lets them get a shot on. Oh, boy, they had a player lined up completely open, right in the low slot there in front of our crease. Intercepted by Dotson, who comes up the left side, gains possession of the shot. Ooh, on target. Goalie kind of bobbled it there, but able to corral it before it can be chipped through. All right, Bednarchik center taking the face off. He's got Kono and Schroeder to his left and right respectively, and Moen and McGrady are out as our defensive pairing. Face off won by Columbus. Puck dangles against there. Bednarchik tries to fight through a couple of players with the puck. It's still just kind of sitting there. Bednarchik just pitches it against the board. Kono goes over to retrieve it. Is able to at least keep it in their zone. Columbus comes away with it, however. Schroeder reverses it, but they reverse it back. Here comes the Capitals coming up the right side. McGrady puts down his stick, and that passing attempt kind of sauced over it, but it doesn't result in a shot. High puck bounces back to the corner. McGrady on his guy. Loses an edge, falls down. Great play there. Amareller kind of disrupted that centering attempt. Lob shot in. Easily gloved down by Amareller. 9:22 left in the second period. Columbus Capitals 4, Arapahoe Warriors 0. Face-off controlled by the Capitals, who maintain possession of the zone here. Moen stays with it, advances it to Schroeder, who's standing in a great spot. Advances it to Kono on the left side. In the zone. Bednarczyk keeps it in. He's got Schroeder open if he can get something centered. Puck appears to be caught in the netting. Stop play. Warriors get some fresh legs out here. Clark and Ober on defense. Bryce Vieira in at center to take the face-off. Won by Columbus, who chips it past all our guys through the neutral zone into our zone. Possessed behind our net by Columbus here. Looks like Bezorgport tried to get that up the boards. Comes away with it, tries to shuffle it over to Vieira, who is streaking out of the zone, but intercepted by Columbus. Shot attempt doesn't seem to go anywhere. Bezorgport, pass out to Vieira. It's going towards the corner. Vieira unable to get there. A much taller and faster number 52, Girard, on the Capitals. Intercepted by Bezorgport. He is able to get it to Vieira this time, who's streaking towards the net. He's got a man on him who forces him off to the corner. Bezorgport and Webster still in the neighborhood, but corralled by Columbus, who brings it out to center ice. Again, hits Carroll on the left side. Pass attempt goes, ends up towards our goalie. Little frustration showing here on behalf of the Warriors, understandably. Things just aren't going our way. But Amaral are able to hang on to that puck, forcing a defensive zone face-off. Face-off won by Columbus. Blocked in front by a player. Lob shot, high. Pop fly, gloved by Emmereller. .7:21 left here in the second period. Puck loose in front of the net. Liam Stewart dropped like he got shot. I'm not sure if a puck clipped him on the way in, but everyone seems to be okay. Face-off won, again, by Columbus. Brings it back to their point, and their number 34, Commons, able to get a shot through. Save Amareller. Another defensive zone face-off. Face-off controlled by Columbus, who's able to get it back in deep to number 88 along the right side into the corner. Tangles with someone. Got two Warriors kind of tangled up there. Everyone's flopping around now. Whistle, we've got a penalty. Tripping. On number 44, Skaug of the Columbus Capitals. 1 minute 30-second penalty for tripping, which puts the Warriors on the power play and an offensive zone face-off. Face-off chipped into their corner. Columbus comes out of there. He's got some speed coming through the neutral zone in our zone. Tries to make a move towards the net. Sticked away by Amareller. McGrady tries to advance it up the left side. He does hit a player who's got some room, skates by. He's got open shot at the net. Blocked in front by a Columbus player, but however, back to the point. Big shot attempt doesn't materialize into anything, and Columbus is able to retain possession and come back through the neutral zone and come up the right side. Puck towards the net, doesn't really have anything on it. Back out to their point. Blocked in front. Elvis Schroeder waits up, tries to get a centering pass to Bednarchik or Kono, but is chipped away. Bounces all the way back. Soren Moen disrupts his guy. Has the puck behind the net. Gets it out to Kono along the left side board, who advances it up towards the blue line, but it is out of the zone. Vieira comes out of there, able to advance into the zone. Centering attempt. Kono at the net. Not much to it, and Vieira scores. Bryce Vieira and Sebastian Kono connected and stayed with it. 4-1. Bryce Vieira with the goal. Makes this a 4-1 game. A lot of fight left for these Arapahoe Warriors. They make a move, get by. And a couple of dekes. Gets by our defense and chips it up over Amareller's pads. 5-1, Columbus. Bryce Vieira on the face-off. Won by Columbus. Back left to right. Bezorgport gets it. And offside's called on the Warriors, which stops the play, stops the rush, and brings the face-off back out to the neutral zone. Bryce Vieira and Bezorgport kind of wrangle for the puck. Vieira advances it up the left side board, but is chipped ahead. Zhao of the Columbus team tries to bring it ahead, but it bounces around here right at the red line, middle of the ice. Bittner, number 7 on Columbus, brings it in off the right side. Shot towards the net, misses. Puck cycles around behind the net, picked up by Bezorgport, who tries to get it out of the zone. Oh, almost had a slick little pickpocket there. But the puck gets by, shot towards the net, not on the net. Soren Moen taking care of his man. Bryce Vieira here coming through the middle, gains possession of the zone. Shot was going for a high glove side corner, but missed high over the net. Jack Webster back in that corner. Passing attempt towards Vieira. Misses him, and this should be an icing call against Columbus, which will bring the face-off back down to the offensive zone. Elijah Dotson lined up at center to take the face-off. Face-off again, won and controlled by Columbus, who tries to cycle it outside. Tommy McGrady seals up that board, gets a shot towards the net, but it's blocked into the skates of a Columbus player who takes it through the middle, through the neutral zone. Haphazardly into the zone. McGrady pitches it out, forcing the Columbus players to not only tag up, but retreat here. No one over there to intercept that. but Elijah Dotson gets to the right place. Liam Stewart gets it in deep. Step 2, follow up. And their goalie elects to freeze it, forcing a face-off. What you'll see sometimes is when a goalie gloves the puck or freezes it, if there's no opposing players nearby, you basically get like a 3 count until the whistle blows to see if that goalie wants to try to shovel it out to a teammate or not. In that case, he hangs on, forcing the face-off, which is won by Columbus. 2-on-1 here. I don't know where our other defenders are. There we go. Paxton Ober and Tommy McGrady. 2-on-1. And I think we're going to have a penalty on Thomas McGrady there, who dispatches his man to the ice. Interference is the call, putting the Columbus Capitals on the power play. 2:47 left in the second period. Capitals 5, Warriors 1. Back on our heels here as we try to fight this one off without letting a goal in. Face-off won by Columbus. Back to the point, shot in. Tipped in by Snyder, number 15, Columbus. Was sitting on our doorstep, completely uncovered. Well, a short penalty kill as that goal clears the penalty, letting the Warriors get back to 5 skaters. So we're back to even strength 5-on-5. We're having a little bit of confusion here at the bench as we cycle personnel. Paxton Ober, in, out. Soren Moen, in, out, in. Face-off won by Columbus. Soren Moen harassing his guy, trying to prevent him from getting a clean centering attempt, which he does. Puck goes behind the net. Cycled up the right side boards, able to momentarily kept in. Puck now comes through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. It'll be icing against the Warriors. 2:21 to play here in the second period. Defensive zone faceoff coming to Henry Amareller's right, his stick side. Faceoff won by Columbus, back to the point. Shot gets through, kicked away by Amareller. Haggard fights his way into the zone with his teammates, but is unable to convert that. Zhao, number 33 here on Columbus, comes to the right side, gets a shot on target. Amareller gets some leather on it and fights it away. Bednarchik here kicks the puck towards the net. Schroeder on the doorstep in the event of a rebound, which there is not. Goalie elects to freeze it, forcing a face-off. Now we've got McGrady and Clark out on defense. We could win the face-off and get it back towards one of our D persons, just like this, and have Clark get it on net. But then it would be helpful if we had people in front of their net, which we didn't there. Bednarchik keeps it in. They bring it around behind their net into their corner. Kono unable to keep it down there. Advance the puck along the right side boards through the neutral zone into the zone. McGrady kind of gets in his way, no penalty called. He'll have to tag up. He looks a little uncomfortable. Maybe he should get off. Bednarchik trying to fight through 3 players, gets it taken away, but it does squirt out to the left side to Kono, who advances it into the zone where it's taken away by Columbus, who reverses the flow of the action and brings it in offsides down the left side. Looks like they had one of their players, 77, Kiefer, was in on the right side, a little ahead of the play. 47 seconds left to go here in the second period. 6-1 Columbus. Face-off controlled by the Warriors, gets it back to Elliott Clark, who tries to chip it out of the net, out of the zone. And it bounces back and forth at the blue line, resulting in an offside call and another neutral zone face-off in front of the Capitals bench. Vieira wins the face-off, pushes it through. He's got Jack Webster, gets a shot towards the net, not on net. Clark and McGrady here trying to keep that sealed off. McGrady skillfully keeps it in, but he's forced to retreat. Holds his ground and doesn't let, it's maybe icing. Icing signaled by the official. 8 seconds left in the second period, and we'll have a offensive zone face-off for the Warriors. Vieira at center. Face-off chips over to Bezorgpour. Was unable to get a clean blade on a bouncing puck. And that brings 2 periods of play to a close. 13 minutes back on the clock for our final period. Championship game, your Warriors down by a score of 6-1. All right, we're back here for the start of the third period. Bryce Vieira lined up at center to take the face-off. Jack Webster, left wing. Isan Bezorgpour, your right wing. Paxton Ober, left defense. And Emerson Haggard, your right defender, number 9. Face-off ends up back on Haggard's stick, who brings it through the neutral zone up the board, but falls, is tripped up by a Columbus player. Columbus comes out of there. A little bit of some pushing and shoving going there. No clean possession. Puck gets chipped a little bit deeper in our zone. It gets chipped a little bit deeper again. Emerson Haggard behind the Warriors' net gets it to Jack Webster. Puck bouncing around here, a little too close for comfort to our net. Shot attempt. A little contact that the referee deemed excessive under the circumstances is going to result in a minor penalty on number 19, Gruber, for the Columbus. I was looking at something else and thought it was going to be a roughing or something against the Warriors, but referee, who's obviously out there right adjacent to what's going on, has the better look at it and saw a stick go high and hit one of our guys, resulting in a Warriors power play. About 12 minutes left here on the clock. McGrady keeps it in. Puck bouncing around that left boards here. Liam Stewart chips it back out to Elijah Dodson right at the midline. Loses possession, picked up by number 44 Skog on the Capitals, who's able to advance into the zone along the left side boards. Puck being challenged, but not out. McGrady possesses it deep in the corner, tries to advance it. It does chip ahead. Liam Stewart is able to pick it up, brings it into the zone, and it comes back out. He's going to have to quick tag up. Move your feet. All right, now we can advance it. We were kind of hung up there while Liam Stewart got back on the other side of the blue line, which kind of explains why Elijah Dotson was forced to try to maintain a holding pattern for about 5 seconds there. But in any event, their number 44, Skog, tries to streak through the go. Soren, he's got time and space, and he's got Liam Evans and Liam Stewart on either side, gets it in. It's reversed right back out. Tom McGrady jumps up on the play, chips it in deep. Liam Evans goes in deep to retrieve, but it's pushed around behind the net and up the boards by Columbus, who now enters the zone on the left side. Back deep into the corner. Moen tries to push him off the puck. Bednarchik goes in and gives his guy a little bump, but it's intercepted. Back to Bednarchik. He's got Stewart and Schroeder. And he drew may have drawn a hooking penalty against Columbus. Bednarchik, or a hold. Either one works. As Bednarchik was fighting to get around that player, it basically forced the Columbus Capital player to hang on to him to prevent him from getting around him, but it did result in a penalty holding. 10 minutes, 8 seconds left. Third period here again. These tournament rules, clock is going to be running as they're up by 5 points on us. So where a couple games this weekend that worked in our favor, this obviously works against our favor. Kono holds it in the corner. Shot chipped towards Amareller, who has it bounce off his glove back behind the net. Chip back out. It does come out of the zone. Ooh, Schroeder and Kono unable to get possession here. Haggard up against the wall with his guy. Gets around. Elliott Clark. And they score. (7-1). Columbus Capitals over the Arapahoe Warriors. Oh, there's too much time left to just be deflated and kind of give up. But I get a sense of that's what the energy is for white jerseys here out on the ice. But maybe not. Bednarchik fights through everyone on that face-off, but gets tangled up, forcing the puck off to the corner. Bounces through. Schroeder in the neighborhood, but not near enough to get a stick on it. Back to Haggard. Gets a shot off right into number 34 of the Capitals, who blocks that shot. Taken away by Haggard. Kono gets it up the left side. Still in the neutral zone. Breaks through. Puck bounces back the other direction, however. Very well executed breakout by Columbus. Carroll gets it towards the net again. That pipe sealed off by Amareller, who doesn't let it through. But we let the puck sit undisturbed in front of our net. Luckily, that shot does go high. Schroeder attempts a centering pass that ends up being deflected just parallel to the boards. Boy, they've got a 3-on-1 here. We had a little confusion here at the shift change. Shot on net, Amareller able to save it. Bryce Vieira on the face-off. Soren Moen behind him on defense. Paxton over Liam Evans and Elijah Dotson out for your Warriors. Win the face-off, fights through. Streaks up the left side boards. He's got Vieira through the crease. Was a little too quick there. No one had gotten in front of their net yet, and it's taken away by Number 19 of the Capitals, Gruber, gets a shot off. Glove down by Amareller, but it rebound squirts out, unable to get a clean shot on it. Gruber again in the corner, fighting with Moen. All right, batted away by Moen. Almost a breakaway, but it leads to a shot by the Columbus, who hangs on. About 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the clock is ticking. 7-1 Columbus. Oh, they got a guy in front of the net there. Vieira lays a shoulder there. That might be a penalty. A little scrum develops here. Referee right there is able to break things up. I think obviously there's some frustration on a part of the Warriors that leads to tempers flaring. I guess no penalty called. Amareller must have frozen it, resulting in a face-off that is controlled by Columbus. Puck carrier brings it into the slot. Shot on net. Save. Amareller. And Gruber looks like we've got coincidental minors on Moen and Gruber of the Blue Jackets. Coincidental penalties, it will still be 5-on-5. No team goes on a power play. Essentially a mutual timeout when a referee sees a couple of players that maybe need to separate and sit down for a couple of minutes. So 5-on-5 hockey, Moen and Columbus player serving a minor penalty, coincidental. Puck battle against right side boards. Clark doesn't have much options, but is able to chip it ahead. Foot race here if Stewart can get on it. Batted back down. Wow. Columbus player score. 7-2. I wasn't 100% sure who got that in. I know Bezorgpor and Stewart were down there on the play. That might be credited to Isan Bezorgpor. Jack Webster in the neighborhood as well. 7-2, but still within 5, so that clock continues to tick, which is just going to kill us because all the time that helped us in other games being burned in face-offs and stoppages is working for Columbus this time. Columbus possesses, back to their point guy. Bezorgpor in, tries to steal it, but maintained by Cummins. Shot blocked by Stewart. It looks like that one smarted. Jack Webster trying to keep it out of our zone, but they keep it in. Puck squirts free. Referee not signaling for an ice, so play will continue. 2 minutes, 58 seconds left, and it's running time. So, barring something unusual, this game will be over within 3 minutes. Bezorgpor gets his elbow a little up high. Columbus fans calling for some kind of a penalty, but he was just kind of resting it on the other player's shoulder, not really making a striking motion. Haggard just transfers a little bit of energy into that guy and knocks him over. Jack Webster tries to advance it up the boards, but has it taken away. All right, those coincidentals to Moen and Gruber of Columbus have expired, so they're back on the bench, eligible to rejoin the game if they get their turn here. 2 minutes as the clock ticks down. Do have a minor penalty assessed on the Warriors, who will go on the penalty kill here. We only have 3 on the ice. We should probably get a 4th player out. Sebastian Kono gets the nod. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, Sebastian Kono recalled to the net. Elliot Clark out on defense. Minute 40. Albertson shot towards the net. Hits Clark. Shot back towards the net. Gloved by Amareller. They had 2 attackers in deep on the doorstep, but Amareller gets that big leg pad out, stops it, covers with his glove. Minute 20. Face-off controlled by Columbus, who gets it through the crease. Shot attempt, again another centering attempt, ends up back in the corner. Pickpocket by the Columbus players, and Amareller freezes. 1 minute. Liam Evans on the face-off loses it back to their point guy. Tries to bring it up a little closer, is unable to do so. Chipped ahead and out of the zone, which is going to force Columbus to try to regroup here. 30 seconds on the clock. Over to Albertson on the right side. He's got Oberg going in for a check. Luckily misses. That might have been a penalty. I guess that's neither here nor there. Liam Evans cycles it behind the net, but it turns into a pass to Albertson, who tries a centering attempt, but it trickles out to a wide open defender. Passes through a couple of Arapahoe players. Liam Evans sticks with it, harassing his man Kiefer. Can't clear it. 8 seconds. You can already hear the Columbus fans starting to celebrate their championship victory here, and that's it. Game over. Your final 7-2. Your second place, Arapahoe Warriors. Well, same game, different day when we're playing against teams like this. It really gets us into a mode where we revert to trying to make plays individually, and I get that these players want to be not the hero, so to speak, but they want to be the one responsible to make a good play for their team. But the downside to that is then you've got a bunch of kids out on the ice playing as individuals and not as a team. And that's how this very skilled Columbus team beat us. They absolutely played for a team the whole 3 periods. We had our flashes, but at the end of the day, we just weren't able to keep the puck out of our net. And on the flip side, we weren't able to get the puck in their net. So, a valiant effort. Great work all weekend here. Playing 5 games of hockey in a weekend is a lot of hockey. So I can certainly understand if there were some tired legs out there, tired emotions, holed up in hotels for 3 nights. By Sunday evening here, this 5th game, it's just a drain on everyone involved. So hats off to the Warriors. Kept their heads held high, played tough, played to the end. And I know in the mind of a competitor, second place is the same thing as last place. But another medal to bring home. Certainly nothing to be ashamed about there with that. It looks like their tournament prize is a guitar, or a guitar-shaped trophy, in a nod to Nashville being the country music capital of the world, Music City, USA. Do they really get to take a guitar home? That is pretty awesome. That would look good in any program's trophy case. But it goes back to Columbus. With that being said, safe travels, and we'll see everyone later. Signing off here from Ford Arena in